people of the internet. Ian Altosaar, the Freedom Astrologer here, and this time I'm bringing you guys a pretty, I would say a pretty huge and important dose of freedom, and we're going to talk about meaning and purpose. And I'm going to do actually a mini series about meaning and purpose, which actually means I'm going to just go through the signs and show you how can you create meaning and purpose in your life through your zodiac sign. So this is actually, I would say, a very simple way of creating purpose and meaning in your life. But what I've experienced and seen is a lot of people, hear it, and it seems so simple and easy. It's like, okay, it can't be it, doing that, going for walks in nature can't be something that creates purpose and meaning in my life, so I just won't do it. But I've tested it out for a lot or a lot in the real world and in the material realm. It really works, and I actually personally very much use what I'm about to say to you in my daily life. I've integrated it into my career, and this is one of the good things about this information. Actually, if you have more availability, or at least I hope your thought processes start working, how can I integrate these things more into my daily routine or into my career working life? Because working life is such a big part of our everyday experience. It's good to have these activities and things I'm going to discuss with you in our working lives as well. Now, having said all that, I want to just do a kind of shameless plug for my other videos. I did one other video where I mention even some of the more maybe depending on where you are as an astrologer or as an astrology student or just a person who is curious about life. I did a video about purpose and meaning, which has a little bit even deeper information in it. So I recommend you go check that out. It's on my channel. In this specific mini series, I'm going to give you the most simplest of techniques that I shared in that video as well. And we're going to go actually through the signs, and I'm going to show you how creating meaning and purpose actually works in a very simple way. Now, and just a couple of disclaimers. Let's put a couple of disclaimers here. We're going to talk about mostly the ascendant, so from the ascendant. But if you only know your sun sign, you can use it from the sun as well. So listen to your sun sign. If you already kind of know your moon as well, you can give it a go with the moon. But for me, moon and sun are less tested, so we're going to be talking about from the ascendant as well. Now we're going to be talking about a very specific house, which is the 9th house and the sign in it. So very important to understand as well. And just when you're hearing this information, it's kind of like, yeah, it makes sense, but it doesn't, and there's something more there. So guys, I'm going to give my best to explain this. Whenever there are more influences in the 9th house, it already changes the game. And we're not going to go super deep into aspects and the rulers and stuff like that, but we're going to give you, or I'm going to give you the basis, the foundation of how to create meaning and purpose, so you can get yourself started. If you're kind of like struggling with meaning and purpose, there's maybe not enough in your career, in your working life, so at least you can start to do some of the things I'm going to discuss in these videos. Now, yeah, it's you can't always integrate everything into your career or work, but usually, most likely, there are things I'm going to say that you can do during your daily routines. Maybe it's evening, maybe it's morning, maybe it's somewhere during lunchtime. You can most likely start to integrate at least some of these into it, so it will create, even if a tiny sliver, meaning and purpose in your life. Yes, some of the things I'm going to discuss are a little bit bigger, they take time, but even working towards them can create meaning and purpose for the signs. Now, another important disclaimer is when we're talking about mission and career and work, usually it needs a deeper look at, obviously, that whole entire natal chart. It requires aspects, it requires rulership, it requires a lot more to give you an indication of what is their maybe truthful or rightful career, and where you will feel more on purpose as well. So just a disclaimer that we're not going to do full, let's say, career or work videos, but this is more about the purpose and meaning side of things. And there is a difference there. And yes, you can feel, on when you're doing your mission in life or serving your mission in life, you can feel already on purpose. But again, it's a little bit of a deeper topic. And what I've seen is when you integrate those topics that we're going to discuss into the career as well, or the mission side will have a lot more purpose and would even call it a deeper meaning to it as well. Now, I do personally use mostly the whole sign system you can see here on the screen, and which means the houses are equal size, and I've done a couple of videos for beginners on my channel as well about houses, about different systems. Having said that, I would, if you're a more advanced astrologer, but you don't know this specific thing, I would also check Placidus house cusps, the 9th house cusp specifically, and Campanus house system 9th house cusp. Whatever sign is there gives you also good indication of what is happening or how to create mission and purpose in your daily life. Now, that's it for the introduction, and let's start going into each sign specifically. Next up, guys, it's Scorpios, and Scorpios have an interesting one. I have to say, guys, we have the Cancer in the 9th house cusp for the Scorpios. So here it is. You can all see it. The Cancer symbol, most of you know. It's a pretty common one, I think. But Scorpio, ascendant, sun, and moon, very much the 9th house cusp. Cancer influences their meaning and purpose. So what does that mean? Let's go into it. Let's dissect it. And I will give you some pointers what to do, so on and so forth. So one of the big things for Scorpios actually is spending time at home. And this is, sometimes easy to do, obviously, depending on the situation, but, hard to integrate it into your, in a way, daily or career work routine, because, either you're working at an office or going to maybe, a startup hub to do work. The only way you can integrate it into your daily routine, in your career routine, is when you're working from home. So a lot of Scorpios actually do prefer or like to even work from home, because being at home gives their meaning or purpose. And even, let's take it a little bit further, it's also even owning a home, owning real estate, owning land, purchasing property, purchasing land. So all these things give the Scorpio sign a lot of meaning and purpose in life. We're talking about also spending time around lakes, rivers, springs. Again, you can go into nature, because you have to go when you want to be around these things usually. Some cities have obviously rivers flowing through them, but very often you need to go to need to go to the nature as well. But like when, for example, when you know you're a Scorpio, you work at an office, but you know there's a river, on your block, lunchtime, again, why not just go and chill by the river? And this, literally gives you a sense of meaning and purpose. The water literally does that. Even getting nurtured, being nurtured. So this can be, going to a spa, having a spa day, being, massaged, any type of nurturing that somebody can give you gives you more meaning and purpose in life, actually. And let's take it a notch further, because I know a lot of Scorpios will agree. Some will feel triggered, some will feel annoyed. And again, remember, guys, it doesn't mean that you only have to pick one or you have to do them all. No, take the things that you can, that are easier to do for you, and are more attainable for you personally. Now, the bigger thing here with Cancer in the 9th house, or 9th house cusp for the Scorpios, is becoming a parent, becoming a mother for the ladies, having a family for the men Scorpios, and even spending time being with the family. And even, maybe you don't have yet, but, spending time in the family home, family house, can even bring that meaning as well. Obviously, if you have more difficult aspects to some of them, or some difficult planets in the 9th house, it changes, and it can change, obviously. So please remember that as well. So we mentioned that having children, creating the family part. No, a big thing for the Scorpios is actually having some sort of solid routines, because the Cancer energy, the Scorpio energy is a fluctuating emotional energy. The emotions fluctuates a lot. So whenever there's a certain routine to feel their emotions and be with their emotions, again, at home, maybe somewhere where they feel nurtured, with a trusted counselor, somebody like that, who can make them feel nurtured. These are the good things to do, to have, solid routines. Because why am I talking about routines? Because if they don't have those solid routines, the emotions, the surprises that come, the emotions fluctuate a little bit more, So you need to get more intimate with those. Now, boundary setting, because Cancer is also boundaries. You need to set boundaries, Scorpios. You need to set those boundaries. Put those boundaries up. Again, meaning and purpose more into your life. Now, the last one about this part that I wanted to give you guys is it's more for the men. It's part tongue in cheek, but it kind of makes, it is still to do with Cancer energy, and it's breasts, guys. It's breasts. If you're a guy having a fun time with your lover's breasts, even this can make you feel to have more meaning. As crazy as it sounds, guys. Obviously, it's harder to integrate it into your daily routine, but why not? Having that nice routine with your lover there. Anyway, let's, the joke is here to kind of lighten the mood, obviously, but, some of these things you can really easy to do. Spend time at home, be intimate with your emotions, go near lakes, go near water, have even some sort of water near your home, something like that. Easy to do. Going to have nurture, or going to get some sort of nurturing done on you. These days we have spas, we have, places where people do that and offer those services. So there's a lot of places you can actually do that. And the family thing is obviously a bigger part and a bigger thing, but it does give the Scorpios a lot of meaning in life, as much as they might suppress it. So guys, let's take a couple of places. I always, end these with some of the places where the signs can go, and again feel more meaning and purpose. So the very obvious one, home. Just be at home. Feel those emotions, be intimate, feel that safety. This is one big part for the Scorpios. Wherever or whenever, or actually wherever is better. Wherever they can feel safe at. this is one of the things that can actually give them meaning and purpose again. So I mentioned spas, even kindergartens, very much to do with Cancer energy. Family farmhouse, family home, somewhere, maybe it's a little bit ways away, going there, being there again. So water, lakes, rivers, we got that. Shelters is a big one, actually, meaning and purpose. The police station. Again, obviously you can't, but if you are a Scorpio, let's say a detective, being in the police station can actually give you more purpose and meaning. Obviously, it's a very specific thing, and guys, you can't every day be at a police station unless it's your career, but still something to keep in mind. Every place that makes you feel safe, secure, held, nurtured is a good way for the Scorpio person to create more meaning in their life. So thank you very much, guys. Appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe the video. Let me know in the comments what you think. Did some of it make sense to you? So on and so forth. Thank you very much for listening, watching. See you again soon in the next video.